So today is officially 1 year since I went full-time on YouTube. I quit my part-time job and this became pretty much the only thing I did. And it's been one of the best and one of the weirdest years of my life. So today I just want to talk about it and kind of what I'm thinking about going forward. So first of all, this year has been a crazy year in my life. A lot of weird things have happened, very obviously. It feels like everyone has been saying that if they make a video about the last year. But it has just been a crazy year. I worked way more than I think I've ever worked before, and none of it felt like I was actually working, which was insane. A little bit after going full time, I actually hit 100,000 subscribers, which by itself is an absolutely mental feeling to have. But if I am completely honest, I feel like the way I did the run up to 100k was a little bit weird, and I don't really like the way I did it. It almost felt like 100k was the end of all of the goals that I had, and that was basically like the channel's done once we hit 100k, which it wasn't the case really at all. Like, I pushed for so long to hit 100,000 subscribers that it kind of felt like there wasn't anything to do afterwards, since, like I said, there was this huge push for just one goal. So hopefully if we ever get closer to 200k, you all know that there's a lot more planned after we hit that goal as well. It's a weird thing to mention, but it is something I noticed. Even after hitting 100k, for a while everything felt a little bit weird. All of the plans I actually had for my 100k celebration were just ruined by the lockdowns going on. I was going to go skydiving as part of it, because pretty much everybody goes skydiving at 100k. I thought that was really cool. I couldn't do it. I was going to get a tattoo designed by one of you guys. Couldn't do that either. My artist was in a completely different country and has only really just got back. I was going to throw a party to put into some kind of weird 100k subscriber celebration movie that I wanted to make to celebrate a goal I'd been working on for 7 years of my life, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't do any of it. It would have been epic, but because I didn't manage to do that, the achievement to me kind of still feels a little bit unfinished. But that aside, it's been absolutely crazy to do the job I wanted to do since I was 10 years old, and I've been doing this now for a full year and it's still worked. If you told me at 10 years old that a YouTube channel that I didn't even have yet was going to be what I ended up doing for work, I don't think I would have believed you. Now, let's talk about a more serious side of this whole thing. Yeah, doing this as my job for a year has been amazing, but there's some things that isn't completely ideal with this whole career path that I chose, which I knew before I started, so it's my own fault. I'm just kind of moaning about it because it's kind of the stuff that you guys don't always think about when you watch a YouTube video or a stream of mine, and that's absolutely fine. There wouldn't be any reason you do think about that. The main thing is that this career basically relies on other people. Huge companies like YouTube, Twitch, and Valve, which, you say those three names, that is terrifying. You would think relying on companies like this with their huge names and their endless resources seems like a pretty good idea, but then you start to look at it more closely. YouTube, as much as I love it, is constantly glitching, unsubscribing people, so, you know, make sure you check. That I did put that in as a cheeky way to plug it. But it also decides to stop showing certain creators to their viewers, changing that algorithm without notice, so something that you were doing has stopped working now completely. They randomly remove monetization on videos and genuinely delete people's channels out of nowhere sometimes, which, if that is your job, that is terrifying. And there's probably a million other things as well that you can find just by looking a little bit closer. And I knew all of this going in. I knew this stuff happened. I knew it was going on. But my channel is, and always has been, in a very, very good standing. I don't think I risk anything too much with my content, so for the most part, I'm pretty safe. But it is still a risk I take to just be randomly wiped out one day for doing absolutely nothing wrong. As well as that, Twitch is the same with their inability to enforce their rules consistently across all of their creators, which is an issue I've been having even more with the site recently, just with everything going on if you've been on Twitter at all for the past couple of weeks. Again, I love the site, I love the platform, I love streaming on that website, but again, it's kind of just super scary that I can get banned for something completely out of my control, like playing a certain snippet of music, which might have been my fault, but it could be in a game I'm playing as well. People are getting their whole channels taken down for music in a video game. And there's probably like a million other things that could just randomly pop up on my stream completely out of my control that would end up getting me banned, which kind of sucks. Again, I knew that going into it. Again, I still love streaming on Twitch, and you should all follow me there if you want to see live streams from me. But the third company, the company I'm currently relying on to keep my career going, is Valve, which is honestly the scariest of them all. Let's start with the very obvious things. Bots are still in TF2. It's been a year. They're still around, which really is an embarrassing look for a company that is worth as much as Valve is. People are getting to the point now that even if they were willing to put up with the bots for a little bit, they're towards the end of the line here. They really don't want to put up with it anymore, and a lot of people have decided that they're just not going to anymore, and they've just quit or started playing other games more instead, which is fine. People can do what they want. I have no problem with that at all. I completely understand why you would do it, but when you make content based around a game that people are leaving because of the fact the company in charge refused to solve a cheating problem, where does that put my career stability? This was some of the driving force behind making the Mikey channel, which is where I play just a bunch of other video games, so I don't purely have to rely on Valve, except I don't make any money off the Mikey channel yet, so still pretty reliant on Valve actually doing something. Not only that, but the fact that Valve just work on kind of whatever they want, and right now whatever they want is not TF2 doesn't help me either. Luckily, I am in a position where I have enough ideas to keep me going for a long time without Valve ever releasing pretty much anything new. But it wouldn't hurt to have updates to bring new people in and to give me new things to talk about, you know? And then the final issue I have with Valve is mainly just for streamers, honestly, which is why I'm mentioning it. But right now, TF2 streamers need to put up with so much garbage just to stream the game they love and to try and entertain people. It is actually ridiculous the amount of things we have to do just to make TF2 a game that we could possibly stream. Servers are getting taken down. People are just able to join every single game you're in and cheat against you with no consequences whatsoever. They can hold objectors in their hands to potentially get you banned, and there's literally nothing you could do to hide what is on those signs. And there's nothing you can do to stop these players from joining every single one of your games either. It's an embarrassing look for a game that is coming from the company that is meant to be on the forefront of gaming technology. You can't even stop cheaters or people following you into other servers. It's just, it sucks. Regardless of all of that though, I still love TF2 and I will keep streaming it regardless. I'll put up with all of that stuff because I love the game and I still want to make content for it. But I just want you all to know that Valve don't really seem to be doing anything to help TF2 streamers. Keeping all of that in mind, I needed a mental reset. Like you might have noticed this last month, I really didn't make too many videos. In fact, I think some of the gaps between my videos this month have been some of the biggest they have ever been on my channel the entire time I've been doing it. And that is, to me, kind of crazy. And also a pretty good achievement that it took me this long to take a break like that. But the reason I kind of took this mental reset break thing and not posted as much is because I was getting crazy negative about everything I was doing. And I feel like that was coming through in my content a lot, which I really didn't like. And I just constantly moaned on stream about irrelevant stuff that really didn't matter or shouldn't have my attention. I just really needed to sort my head out and I just wasn't super happy. I really wanted to go out and get another job instead, to stop having to rely on YouTube and Twitch and all of that stuff and just get more of a traditional job and a guaranteed income and all of this stuff. But recently, something's changed and I've been sucked back into the whole wanting to work for myself and actually make my living by myself, which, yeah. Speaking of that, I do have a Patreon. There is merch that you can buy if you wanted to. And if you have Twitch and Amazon Prime, you could use a Twitch Prime sub over on my stream to support me there as well. Obviously, that is the stuff you will see in ways that you can directly support me, but there's a lot more that I'll be doing as well, work-wise, to hopefully keep myself going without actually having to work for somebody else. I will still probably be looking for other jobs now as well, but I do still really want to make this work. And right now, recently, it hasn't been great, but I think I can turn it around. But yeah, that has been it. I have been doing my dream job for a year, and hopefully I can continue to do it. Either as my main source of income or just a side thing. Either way, to me, it doesn't really matter. I love what I do, and I don't think anything is going to make me stop. So if you want to see more content from me, make sure you leave this video a like and also subscribe to my channel if you're new. And with that, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.